between Aurora Mlbb and Falcon Esports.
We're gonna get straight into this jungle matchup. The Bane is something we actually haven't seen as well. You know, I think we saw a lot of it in our playoffs, but unfortunately in M6, wildcard, and the last 4 matches, we haven't been able to actually see the Bane a lot. So Dax, it's already something new here from Falcon Esports. Benny on the Bruno, though, that's a signature pick. That's what he used in the Myanmar qualifiers, actually, to get through and to beat Mythic Seal. So I'm already expecting Benny to do wonders.
Yeah, and that's
Bruno.
honestly the playstyle for Falcon Esports, right? They usually really want to funnel everything onto Benny, and this is a Bruno, so it's all the more reason for you to want to do that. But I'm really curious as to how Renegade will make use of this Guinevere. Like, what would be the ideal targeting? How particular could they be with the usage of this Guinevere? Is it really a pick-off-centric approach that they want to use? Oh, that's a Blade Surge, connects onto Kid-X.
The spatial migration, that's a flicker from Yue. Unfortunately, unable to get the stun, but the damage is enough. Renegade picks up first blood for Aurora.
Oh, that's some early game presence Aurora Mlbb is trying to show us here. Not even bothered by the presence of a Jushin trying to control the mid lane. Even the Hilda, I don't feel that Aurora Mlbb is threatened by the presence of these early game heroes from Falcon Esports just yet. They're working really well together, and we're seeing a 4-man rotation as early as less than 2 minutes into this game.
Yeah. Aurora doing Aurora things, you know? This is how they like to play the game. Renegade actually going to be set down below to soak in the wave, I believe. Alright, that's an interesting one. Edward already level 4, clearing out the mid lane together with Yue as Royal Milk tries to poke him down, but I agree with you, it's not that much pressure that Hilda can assert right now, but Dax is on the turtle.
Yep.
No responses yet. Demon Kite can be pressured down by Royal Milk. Oh, the Wilderness, power of the Wilderness as well as the Deadly Catch finds him. Dax has fed him into the sharks, and the turtle will go to him. Spatial migration with the Violent Requiem. Renegade gonna be caught now. Juicin picking him up. Renegade low, taken out again. Dax still surviving as Kid-X zones you away. That's the peel from the Crimson Beacon. That's another Lantern Flare, and Edward is down. Falcon Esports starts off strong.
And I'm not entirely sure if it was the best decision to proceed with that turtle contest, knowing that Demon Kite was poked really low. We were talking about how Royal Milk and his presence wasn't really felt in the first few minutes of the game, but he just made a statement with how he was able to poke Demon Kite really low, and PX7 was ready to do the follow-up. He dealt enough damage as well, and Aurora Mlbb were unsuccessful in taking that turtle.
Now it gets eerie. Now it gets real eerie, Brigitte. We've been saying, you know, there's been a lot of upsets, but it should change. You know, Aurora, we've been hearing the rumors. Sounds like they're a different team, but so far, you know, the early game has gone to Falcon Esports, and man, that was impressive stuff. They literally just played it so well. Dax forced him into that pit, got into the Deadly Catch. Demon Kite goes in for the stun. The damage, Frigid Glacier, the combo. Demon Kite shoots the arrow down, and PX7 gets caught in the mid lane.
All right. So gradually, they're taking steps towards regaining control of this game. Renegade, though, forces out the Purify from Benny. So now they're rotating towards the top lane. And honestly, I really agree with what you previously mentioned. If it's Aurora Mlbb, you know that they're a team who really comes into every single game prepared. And I think that's the difference for day number 1. For day number 1, at least, you know who you're going up against. Because you can't say the same for the next coming days here in the Swiss stage. Like, at least for today, they know that Falcon Esports, they're a team who really wants to rely on team fights. And maybe that's why they prepared this much damage.
Great combo, amazing combo. Finding the kill onto Dax. He's taken down now. There's nothing Falcon Esports can do right now.
There's been great layering from Aurora Mlbb. Whoa!
Spatial migration from Renegade. And it's instantly comboed with the Frigid Glacier. Now Royal Milk trying to run away, gets stunned up again. The glorious pathway to get him out. The 2 tanky members of Falcon Esports will be able to escape, actually going back into the fight. But it's not enough to even get Edward low.
You know, I honestly forgot that there was a thing. There was a spatial migration flicker combo that existed, and Renegade reminded us of that. He's actually been playing a really great early game in terms of applying the pressure against Falcon Esports and finding the targets, if not even finding the full pickoffs, forcing out some really important resources such as the Purify from Benny. So in as much as we wanted to see Falcon Esports really funnel everything into their gold laner, that doesn't seem to be the case right now. They're yet to get any conversions or anything out of the first few rotations.
Sky Piercer now already for PX7. That's the first item, Sky Piercer.
For the Jushin.
Yeah, usually we see it as a second item, first item. Oh, Renegade.
Oh, wait.
Migration forward. Very close to Lantern Flare. Crimson Beacon forward on a Purify 2 as Edward peels for him. Renegade gets out. The Glitter's pathway was already baited down, and Falcon Esports won't be able to get a kill despite using 2 battle spells there.
Yep. So there are some attempts still from Aurora Mlbb to try and look for the plays, but at this point probably they really want to go for the macro overall, the PX7.
Yeah, really good poke.
Okay. Alright. They want to go for the turrets at this point, but how could you do that? Look at where Royal Milk is actually. He already cleared out the waves from the topmost portion of Aurora Mlbb, and he also finds Demon Kite in the mid lane. So we're seeing some really interesting rotations here from both Falcon Esports and Aurora Mlbb.
Yeah, good damage, Renegade. The Bush not gonna go for the spatial migration, knows that Aurora, the rest of them, wants to just recall. And now it becomes a game of chess, really. How do you set up for the next neutral objective? It's all about setup here. Aurora have ways. When they click, when they pull the trigger, it is an all-in, by the way, right? It's a combo that they need to commit to. So for Falcon Esports, it's all about how they can disengage from that combo, if they can.
Yeah, and I'm honestly wondering about where actually is the global presence just yet? Like, where's the macro control from Aurora Mlbb? Because Falcon Esports, they seem to be looking for the ways to deal with that, but now that as soon as I bring it up, Domeng responds with a tier 1 turret into the hands of Aurora Mlbb, but Demon Kite though, Royal Milk, here he goes again, trying to pressure the jungler of Aurora Mlbb.
Well played to Falcon Esports, staying decisive, knowing that Domeng wants to go into the weak side to play for the push. Now he'll recall, he'll some of the resources there. Oh, that was great from Domeng, taking the Spirit of Destruction. PX7 escaping away from the spatial migration as Royal Milk is tanking a whole lot of damage, with the Frigid Glacier will lock him down with the AOG. Now, they go back in. Benny is in the midst of it all. Pops in a Purify. Now kiting back as well. Demon Kite walking up and gets shut down. Benny is kiting away on the Bruno. And that's a double kill for him. Domeng making quick work of the turret in the mid lane. Will be able to get away. Now Spear of Misery to disengage.
The sustain was there for Benny. And honestly, the Soul Silver, the damage wasn't enough just yet. He wasn't really able to take out Benny, even though he really went for the chase. So now Falcon Esports, they're also able to look for the turrets for themselves.
Oh!
And that's some insane damage from the Crab Claw Cannon. I think it was also the exact same skill which took out one of the members of Aurora Mlbb earlier in that previous clash.
Oh, that was a massive AoE for sure. On top of that, the gold crab as well over towards Dax. What does he have in his item build, man? It's a War Axe and a Brute Force Breastplate. It's not even like pure damage and he's doing that much. The Crab Claw Cannon, man. Something you have to definitely respect. Yeah, get to see the items here as well. Haas Claw's Berserker's Fury. So already Power Spike, building towards a Malefic gun. Already has the Fury Hammer. So okay, pretty fast for Mr. Benny.
Honestly, I think when they really go for the team fights, a lot of their skills really complement each other well. Like the worldy, the amount of defense that goes down for Aurora Mlbb during the team fights. Even Royal Milk, whenever he just goes in and looks for the targets and tries to go for some stats. So it might be a question for Aurora Mlbb, especially if they're consistently unsuccessful in trying to take those slow pickoffs or those single targets from Falcon Esports for a moment, because we're seeing Falcon Esports really take advantage of the team fight so far. Not unless Aurora Mlbb are able to layer their skills really well, because there were moments we've seen like really great layering. The Avatar of the Guardian and the Frigid Glacier, but Falcon Esports, they can just play around so much with their lineup. And now the Lord, who will get the Lord?
Oh, it's Domeng with a Spear of Destruction all the way from top lane. Now Demon Kite running away. Benny getting the kill onto Edward. Renegade going to be stunned up as Domeng takes the tier 2. How did he do that? How did he snipe it from downtown? Falcon though, they got a big win in the team fight. It's a 3-4-0. Only the Lord to Aurora.
It really seems like my macro is the plan for Aurora Mlbb. Falcon Esports, they're going for the micro though. It's the complete opposite that we're seeing from their side. But Aurora Mlbb, they're fortunate enough to get that Lord using the Spear of Destruction. What a well-timed Spear of Destruction. I mean, I couldn't even recall if they had enough vision or information regarding the Lord at the time, or it was just randomly thrown out there by Dominic. Let's check it out here in the instant replay. I think they had some sort of idea. Edward was close enough to that Lord.
Oh
Dominic
my goodness.
timed it so well.
Both of the junglers went for the prediction, right? They both of them just went in. So Demon Kite tapped it, Dax tapped it. It was a gamble at that point, and Doming won the gamble. The guy with, I mean, that was what are the odds on that, man? Doming shot it from so far, and the damage definitely doesn't, compare to the retribution, yet he got it.
Yep.
This man, now with the Lord, it's only the first Lord, so Falcon should still be able to defend this one. Kidex can be taunted up, the combo there as well. They're not going to commit fully onto that. The Holy Defense will be procced as well. And it will be Edward taken low. Great spatial migration onto BX7. The Spear of Destruction to the backline as BX7 goes in with the Crimson Beacon, and Royal Milk baits out the Frigid Glacier. No more fights.
But PX7, he was so careful. He didn't use the Purify at that moment. Not while he knew that he had all of his teammates around him and that the other damage dealers from Aurora Mlbb weren't as close. So Red J, he's been doing a great job in finding these targets, but then Falcon Esports, with this much pressure with their front lines, they're able to actually separate the members of Aurora Mlbb really well. Like, they're trying to disrupt so much of their positioning, which I don't even know if Aurora Mlbb wants to take on the team fights at this point. They've been working for the macro for the first few minutes, but could it be time that we see them actually engage in a 5v5 team fight? I mean, Dominic is also here, but we're still 40 seconds away from the next Lord, and they seem really careful about the succeeding decisions that they're about to make.
So now it's a battle of scale, right? It's a scaling battle. So if we take a look at the item builds again, the Melfi gun's done. Falcon Esports have that power spike, and we know the Bruno.
Yep.
It's been pretty good, man, that Bruno. 300 power spike though for Doming too, so should be all right from Doming. He should actually be the one for Aurora to actually, he's the X factor at this point, right? He's the main carry. Aurora, they need to utilize Doming, and Doming really needs to pop off here in the team fights, but also in the split pushes.
Yeah, he also has the Wind of Nature ready, just in case Falcon Esports finds a way to deal with him. But they're setting up for this upcoming Lord. They know where the members of Falcon Esports are coming from, but they're gradually making their way to the Lord pit. Who will be able to get this time?
Spatial migration already used up earlier. Revival as well. SOD did not connect now. BX7 gets the kill in the backline. Kidex is zoning them away. Dax wins the retry battle. Benny's going crazy. Doming able to escape. Benny frozen. But that's just Benny ice cold on the Bruno.
And Edward wasn't even able to cast his Avatar of the Guardian. Now it's Falcon Esports just making their way to Aurora Mlbb and their base. They take down the mid lane inhibitor turret, and that's without the Lord. They still have the Lord. It's about to spawn, and Aurora Mlbb, they have to defend. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Swiss stage of the M6 World Championships. I thought the upsets, they would end sometime, but Dax, Falcon Esports, Benny, they want to continue the train. They want to have a 1-0 bracket of full underdogs of the tournament. 4.3k gold lead, enhanced Lord in the mid lane. They're going to go for it with the Glorious Pathway, the Deadly Catch as well. Aurora will have to respect this. Doming is pulling the Lord over to the turret up top, but that will mean the base turret will be taken down below, and Aurora will be able to defend it.
Honestly, I just thought of it now, like the entire Bruno Bane connection, or the Bruno Bane concept of the lineup of Falcon Esports here. They're just really so focused on taking the objectives with the right amount of micro, even though Aurora Mlbb were consistently making attempts to deal with it with the macro as well. How could you face against the Bruno and the Bane when they gain access to your important turrets, to your objectives, and now they might just take out all of the inhibitors?
Oh, that Crab Claw Cannon, Royal Milk into the stun down, Doming very low, so able to escape the spatial migration, gets him. Turret falling, Benny still surviving, Royal Milk dead, Edward walking up, Kidex will fall, PX7 with the Lantern Flare, Demon Kite able to escape, does he get picked up, and Dax gets him with a Crab Claw Cannon. PX7 grabs the Sky Piercer stack. Falcon Esports, they walk away with another good trade. That was another base turret to their name.
All inhibitors down. for Aurora Mlbb. At least they were able to slightly surround Falcon Esports. It seems like they were really going for the end there. But now they prolong the game a little longer. Checking out the damage dealt ranking, still UL takes the lead. But in terms of impactful, like one-time, big-time damages that are dealt, you have to really respect Dax and the amount of damage he's bringing out to the table right now. But that's all aside the fact that Benny also has completed his items.
Dax is a Chad. He is a Giga Chad. Look, you see that item build, man? I thought War Axe, Brute Force, Tanky build. No,
tanky build,
he goes War Axe, Brute Force, full damage. He doesn't care, and that's why the Crab Claw Cannon has been going through the front line. Yue, he started off that fight in the defense with a quarter of HP. The Crab Claw Cannon dealt that much. And now Falcon are just pressuring them, not letting them breathe. Domeng is caught off. Oh, good dodge from Royal Milk there from the SOD, but they won't be able to push forward anyways here. The Lord will be spawning in the bottom lane, and Falcon have 3 base turrets down, so they're going to have super minions pushing and shoving towards Aurora at every given moment.
Yep. How would Aurora Mlbb deal with all this pressure? Benny and Kidix slowly are about to make their way to the Lord, and definitely Aurora would want to contest this. This doesn't look like an ideal situation if you were Aurora Mlbb, if you're left to defend with literally no inhibitor turrets left in your base. But how could they gain access towards the Lord? How will they engage this? There's this back by a Domeng!
Oh! BX7 gets the Sky Piercer! The execute comes down! That might be the way for the end angle. Zex got the Lord earlier. Edward jumps in to peel for Yue, but BX7 gets another. And now it's Royal Milk who wants to push forward. Aurora, 2 members left standing. It's the Smiling Demon and Renegade. Falcon Esports don't care. They want to go straight for it. It's another Sky Piercer stack for Renegade. BX7 got the monster kill, and the day of upset continues.